Good morning, USA. You're live. We're doing an afternoon edition of Good Morning USA. Um, anyways, am I too loud for you? Let's get right on to. I have a friend visiting me, but let's get right on to our news story of the day. All these little notifications will get out of my way. Anyhow, you guys, I think this is a zinger. Excuse me, I was in the Hillary Clinton cave for the better part of the morning, trying to sort out some of these stories, make sure whether they're fake, false, and, if they're fraudulent stories or if they've got any basis. Anyway, so I finally found something on Conservative Tribune by Joe Saunders, August 29, 2018, at 7:32 a.m. And here, I think you'll like this. So anyway, Chinese reportedly hacked Hillary's server. During the same time, 12 CIA sources reportedly killed by China. Coincidence? Coincidence? Question mark. Russian computer hacking might have been the least of Hillary Clinton's security breaches. The former Secretary of State's email scandal is back in the headlines, and its impact on American national security might have been even worse than Americans knew, and deadly for American intelligence sources in China. According to an exclusive Daily Caller News Foundation report, the unauthorized, unsecured computer server Clinton used while serving as the United States top diplomat, privy to some of the deepest secrets in the national security communication community, was penetrated by a Chinese firm involved in collecting intelligence for China. As the exclusive DCNF report stated, the Chinese firm obtained Clinton's emails in real time as she sent and received communications and documents through her personal server, according to the sources, who said the hacking was conducted as part of an intelligence operation. That's why you don't use your personal servers. Everybody knows that. It has a computer. Hillary. Let's go here. Okay, so the Chinese wrote code that was embedded in the server, which was kept in Clinton's residence in upstate New York. The code generated an instant courtesy copy for nearly all of her emails and forwarded them to the Chinese company, according to the sources. In other words, an American Secretary of State who felt entitled to work on her own amateurish computer system had exposed all of her correspondence to one of the country's most powerful and dangerous rivals in world affairs. Wow. And it's possible that at least 12 operatives serving United States intelligence agencies paid for Clinton's security breach with their lives, according to New York Times report from May 2017. Successful Chinese counterintelligence operations that started in 2010 systematically dismantled CIA spying operations in the country starting in 2010, killing or imprisoning more than a dozen sources over 2 years and crippling intelligence gathering there for years afterward. Wow. So I wonder if there's anybody on here. We are live. We're Good Morning USA. We are doing an afternoon edition. From the final weeks of 2010 at the end of 2012, according to former American officials, the Chinese killed at least a dozen of the CIA sources, the Times reported. According to 3 of the officials, one was shot in front of his colleagues in the courtyard of a government building, a message to others who might have been working for the CIA. Maybe it's a coincidence, but 2010 was Clinton's first full year as Secretary of State. Naturally, she would not have been in every detail of covert CIA operations, but it's entirely possible that Chinese intelligence services reading her correspondence in real time would be able to glean enough information to identify where the United States might have intelligence assets within China. After years of getting such information, it's not hard to imagine the Chinese intelligence services having enough to take drastic, deadly action against sources helping their American rivals. Helping their American rivals, yes. So look at Chinese, little dirty cop country there. At any rate, a report that Clinton's server had been thoroughly and professionally hacked by Chinese intelligence is circulating now, more than a year after the Times reported a disastrous breach in American intelligence operations taking place in China at the same time that the Clinton breach occurred. It's not a big stretch to put those two items together. There are, of course, other possible explanations. Writing for Foreign Policy earlier in August, Zach Duffman claimed that a faulty communication system was to blame, although the exact nature of that system was understandably left undescribed. The CIA had imported the system from its Middle East operations, where the online environment was considerably less hazardous, and apparently underestimated China's ability to penetrate, he wrote. Doffman also cited former intelligence officials who put the number of executions by the Chinese much higher than 12, closer in fact to 30. When things started going bad, they went bad fast, and former officials told Doffman. Nonetheless, timing and the Clintons' notorious history of playing fast and loose with the truth when it comes to intelligence, security, classified information, and foreign policy give reason for pause. Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State, infamous for many reasons, but the bungling of American diplomatic security that led to the deaths of Americans in Benghazi, Libya, then lying shamelessly to the American people about what happened, and is one of the worst. She did lie shamelessly. Having her government email being hacked by Chinese intelligence, if there is even a tenuous connection with an operation that ended with a roll-up of American intelligence operations in China and the deaths of 30-odd operatives working for American interests. American intelligence operation in China and the deaths of 30-odd operatives working for American interests is a disaster to rival that. Russia, the United States, other big rivals in the world stage, has long been known to have been engaged in intelligence operations targeting the Democratic National Committee and, by extension, Hillary's campaign. So yeah, see how the DNC is just kind of floating that right over to Trump, his administration, and all the conservative Republicans. Yeah. So our Republican friends, they better darn well be careful. But Russian hacking might have been the least of Clinton's leaks. Update. This story has been updated to make it clear that it is based on a single report by the Daily Caller News Foundation, and no independent corroboration of this information was available at time of publishing. We also updated the headline to make this more clear and added information from foreign policy that provides potentially alternate explanation for the exposure of the Chinese agents. Okay, we're going to take a quick little break, a little 3-minute break, just kind of relax, see if anybody's on to comment. So hello there, CBL, D-Rob, Gary Logan with Black Packed Up Bullshits, and all the rest of my friends. For Good Morning USA, this is Mr. Nick B., your host. We will get back to our regular morning programs very soon. I just have a new job, just got a new job. I start this upcoming week. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. It may be different next week, but we will have some sort of regular programming earlier in the morning. I'm hoping. Maybe I can take one day a week to look at. I'm at our local library. Maybe come up, take one day and do this and get things rolling that way again. Because I know some of my subscribers, D-Rob and CB, will probably rather see me early in the morning. Because I know at least the two of them, I know they have pretty big jobs and families. And let's see what else I can dig up for you here. Okay. Y'all are gonna really love this one. Okay, this story is by Sophia Clifton, August 30th, 2018 at 6:30 p.m. This is from the Conservative Tribune and their writers and staff and editors. Trump hits Facebook and Amazon with antitrust bombshell. In an interview with Bloomberg, President Donald Trump stated that Facebook, Amazon, and Google may be in a very antitrust situation. Trump added that he could not comment on the breaking up of their companies, of three companies, but his willingness to call them out has still spoken volumes. The president has been very outspoken recently in his opinions of these major technology firms, especially in light of their apparent censorship of conservative views. Conservatives have been treated very unfairly, Trump said. I tell you, there are some moments when we say, wow, that really is bad. What they're doing. Trump claimed in a tweet on Tuesday that Google is censoring search results related to the topic of Trump news, arguing that the results listed are rigged toward left-leaning news sites. And he's absolutely 150% correct. How about 200% correct? And this is why I never use Google. I always use DuckDuckGo. And, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of them have a lot to learn. I'm also on gab.ai, so if you guys want to join me there, I don't use my Twitter too much, except for a few people. Don't even have the followers there that I have at Gab, and I've been on Gab less than a year, I think. So anyway, yes, Trump claimed in a tweet Tuesday that Google is censoring search results related to the topic of Trump news, arguing the results listed are rigged toward left-leaning news sites, and he's absolutely correct, yes. He also agreed that Google is suppressing the voices of conservatives and added this is a very serious situation that will be addressed. Here, I'll read a couple of his tweets here. Google search results in the... Okay, give me 1 minute here. Okay. Google search results for the Trump news shows only the yes. Google search results for the Trump news shows only the viewing reporting of fake news media. In other words, they have it rigged for me and others so that almost all shares of news is bad. All stories of news is bad. Fake CNN, prominent Republican conservatives and fair media is shut out. Illegal. 96% of results on Trump news are from national left-wing media. Very dangerous. Google and others are suppressing voices of conservatives and hiding information and news that is good. They are controlling what we can and cannot see. This is a very serious situation, will be addressed. Those are a couple of President Trump's tweets. Trump's statistic of 96% appears to come from a study done by PJ media analyst Paula Bolyard. When searching the word Trump on Google, she only came up with 2 conservative sites in the first 100 results that Google returned. Google maintains its stance that it does not take political bias into account when ranking search results, but the data seems to speak otherwise, as Trump was quick to point out. Yes, he was. I love it. On Wednesday, Trump again called out the tech giant on Twitter, this time for promoting President Barack Obama's State of the Union address each year on the Google homepage while allegedly ignoring Trump's. They do it all the time. Google, you know Trump is right. You know President Trump is right. President Trump, Trump is our president. President Trump, Donald J. Trump is our president. Okay, 4 years, Google. Stop the bias. A tweet from President Trump. Stop the bias. But Google is not the only tech company that is under the president's scrutiny. Trump added that Facebook and Twitter, too, are treading on very, very troubled territory. The Media Research Center released a poll on Wednesday that makes it pretty clear how fed up conservatives are becoming with Facebook's alleged censorship. According to the data, 1/3, 32% of self-described conservative Facebook users have left or are considering leaving Facebook due to political censorship. 2/3, 66% of conservatives agree they do not trust Facebook to treat the users equally regardless of their political beliefs, the study added. Another 2/3, 65% of self-described conservatives believe social media companies like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube are purposely censoring conservatives and conservative ideas from their platforms, the MRC concluded. That is a lot of unhappy customers, and anyone who has ever even a speck of knowledge about good business practices knows that unhappy customers are a recipe for trouble, even for a social media giant as powerful as Facebook. That's indeed the case. Brent Bozell, president of MRC, made a statement about the data. These trends should set off alarm bells at Facebook headquarters. They are bleeding a major customer base, Bozell said. The question Facebook and other social media companies need to ask themselves is this: do you want to be seen as an open platform for all political beliefs, or would you rather be considered a left-wing public interest group that censors free speech worldwide? The latter will prove to be unbelievably costly. Censorship on social media is no longer a hypothetical. It's no longer hypothetical. It's reality. It's reality. So, too, is the evidence that the censorship is pointing to a massive conservative exodus, Bozell concluded. Whether or not the government decides to get involved in the situation remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, Trump is not a fan. Oh, Trump's going to do something. President Trump will do something about this. Because he don't like it either. Because he's very open-minded. Anyways. So I want those who are skeptical of what I just said, I want you to believe there are certain things that a president can and can't do. I don't care how powerful they are. I don't care how much money they own. It doesn't make any difference if he's President Donald Trump. Now, with that being said, President Trump can and will do something, and he can do something about the free speech people's free speech rights being violated on these big platforms. If I remember correctly, I believe he can order the FCC to investigate them and the FTC to investigate them. It's very possible. So at any rate, my friends, if anybody's out there, feel free to comment. Leave a comment. We're at about 20 minutes. We're going to end it here shortly. And I can help my friend with some stuff if she needs it. And we will be back sometime next week, I believe. I've got a job. I work 3 days out of the week. And so we'll have to see how that plays out for me. So possibly sometime next week we'll get in, we'll do this. Or if not, then the following week we'll start getting on a somewhat regular schedule when I know kind of what my schedule is going to be. When I know where I'm going to be, as a permanent base. So at any rate, my friends, I thank you for joining me for Good Morning USA Live, a afternoon edition. I do appreciate it very much. I hope you all have a great day. God bless you all. C. Beagle, carry love, Edward Black, packed up bullsheets. D-Rob. Yes. C. Beagle, D-Rob, packed up bullsheets, carry love, and all the rest of you guys have a great day. And God bless you all. Thank you for staying subscribed. All right, so we're going to be taking off here. I got some things I got to do. And if you missed the live episode, just watch for the live replay. It'll be on. And thank you to YouTube for actually allowing this channel to continue. But also, you have to remember, play with the big boys. You got to be a big boy and allow independent voices. Anyways, God bless you all and have a great day. Mr. Nick B. for Good Morning USA.